I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. My name is Kelly, and let's get clacking. We're going to start off in Design Space by opening up a new project. And then we're going to upload an image. So we go to Browse, click on the rainbow SVG, so we select our file, then we click Upload. Because it's an SVG, you don't have to worry about the cut lines or anything like that. It'll upload exactly as is with all the layers, colors, and everything. It's fantastic. So we click Upload, and then we have to select the design and then click Insert Images. With this method, what we're going to do is we're going to make it very big. So we first change the size, then we ungroup the image. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to select everything, change the operation type to draw, and then of course we lose all our colors and everything, but that's fine because we're going to use the Cricut pen colors. With this method, I like to separate out the individual elements. So I'm going to take the outside arc first. So we're going to be using the offset feature to draw and essentially color in our rainbow. But there are a few tips and tricks that I want to go over with you. So we're going to click offset, and it will start with a standard sized offset, and we're going to use the toggle and bring the toggle over to the other side of that little line that you can see in the middle there, just so that we have an internal offset, because obviously it's now in the negative. So we're going to make it like 0.1, and of course the offset that you're doing here will greatly depend on what size the end file is that you want to work with. The one that I want to do is quite small, so we probably don't even have to do 0.1. We could probably even do 0.2. You want a very, very, very small gap in between the two different lines. So maybe we can even try 0.15. I think that's a bit of a happy medium between the two. And all you need to do is you type in the number and you click somewhere on this offset panel for the change to take effect, and then you click apply if you are happy with the change. So I'm happy with that distance. So now in order to fill in the entire rainbow, we just need to click offset again, and it saves your settings, and we can then click apply. So I'm going to continue doing that for every rainbow, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we've done on that rainbow arc. We're going to select everything. I'm going to group it so that we don't lose all of those little bits. I'm going to change the color. Outside, I'm going to have red, so I'm just going to select red there. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing for all of the other arcs. Great, so we are all done, and now what I like to do is I like to change the sizing of everything a little bit so that there's a little bit of a gap in between the arcs, like that. This step is completely up to you, it's completely optional. I just like my rainbow to be a little bit messy. There we go. Now we're going to select everything, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it at the bottom. So I'm going to align bottom. The reason why I don't align in the center is because if you do, this happens. So I mean, that looks kind of cool. Not quite what I'm going for. And if you have to align center vertically, because the rainbow is a little bit lopsided, it doesn't quite work. So I'm just going to align it at the bottom so that we have a clean edge at the bottom. Now what we can do is we can attach everything just so to make sure that we draw, and we can then do an offset on the external so that we can cut it out. So let's do that. That looks kind of cool. And then we change that one. Now obviously that would then draw, which we don't want. We want this to cut. So we're going to make it a basic cut. So we can kind of get an idea on what our rainbow is going to look like. And I'm just going to change that background to white. Now you'll also notice that there are a few little gaps in between, but those are okay. Those are quick and easy enough to clean up once you're done. So we're going to highlight everything again, attach it again just to make sure that it all cuts in the same place. I'm going to save this file so that it's available on my iPad, because we're going to be working off the iPad to send this to draw. So I'll see you on the other side. So we open up Design Space on our iPad, and we go to categories. We select my projects in the cloud, and we can see there that our rainbow tutorial project has shown up. So let's click on that one. And now we can click on customize, as I do want to change the size of this one. So we can just wait there, wait for that to load. I'm going to select the design. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to change the size. Now I want this to be, say, around 10 centimeters, and we can already get a little bit of a sneak peek to see what it's going to look like when we're done. So once we're done with that, I'm going to click make it, and we will see how big it's going to be on our page. Now we can decide if we want it that size or if we want it a little bit smaller. I'm okay with that size, so I'm just going to click continue, and then we're going to select medium cardstock, and it tells you what color you're wanting to load into the mat first. So it says here, you need to load the red 0.4 tip fine point pen in clamp A, and then you also need yellow, light green, blue, black, and midnight. Now the reason that says black and midnight is because clearly I forgot to change the color of one of those lines. So one of those lines is going to be black, one of them is going to be midnight, but I'm just going to click go and we'll send it on the same panel in any case. So I'm going to set up the maker, load the pen, and then we'll get going. Alright, so the red has finished drawing, as we can see, and now what it'll do is it will tell us on Cricut Design Space to load the midnight pen into clamp A. So now what we do is we take the black pen and we take the red pen out and we put the black pen in. And each time it stops, it'll tell you to load a different pen, so you just need to watch Design Space to see which pen it wants you to load, and then we'll show you the end product. If you're finding this tutorial useful, please give it a thumbs up, as it lets me know that you enjoyed this video and it lets me know to make more of these kinds of videos in the future. I do make lots of craft type tutorials, both Cricut and Silhouette, so subscribe to my channel for more of that kind of content in the future. Well, back to the pens. So as we can see, it did a great job, and we're just going to take it off the mat. Cut beautifully as well, and that is what it looks like. So we can see that there are a few little gaps in between here and there, but like I said, those are easily fixable, and I'll show you just how to do it. So we take our Cricut pens and we just literally just color in that line. And there we go. And of course, if you want the colors to be a little bit brighter, you can just make the design a little bit smaller. That means that essentially the lines will be closer together, so then you will have something that's just a little bit brighter. It's a great way of turning that into that. Because of course, with any drawing function on any vinyl cutter, it only ever does the outline. So this is a perfect way of being able to color in any kind of design with your Cricut. I hope that you can use this on many different applications. This works beautifully with text as well. If you want to, write out somebody's name, your own name, whatever the case may be, it works beautifully on that. This was a test that I did on exactly the same cardstock using the black pen. And as you can see, it pretty much looks like it's printed. So if you don't have a printer, this is a great way of getting this kind of effect without hours and hours of coloring in time. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video. And remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon.